good, everyone? Welcome to the first ever EFBC channel panel. We got the owner of the EFBC. We got MJ Jones. We got the owner of 3Dub, Drew Gessner. We got James Black in the building, the owner of the Blacklist. And you got me, the owner of Extreme Virtual Pro Wrestling at Maximilian.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
What's good, everyone? What's good, everyone? So apparently this was supposed to be live on the EFBC channel, but seeing as we just reached 100 subscribers, we got a 24-hour layover till YouTube actually makes us official to go live. So I believe MJ is live on Foulmouth Dad. We got Drew live on his Facebook, and this is going to be uploaded on the FBC channel. So yeah, all right. So to do a little icebreaker and whatnot, just so you know we can break the ice on everybody. Guys, give a little introduction to yourselves. James Black, tell us a little bit something about yourself for the people listening at home right now.
I am a talent currently in Worldwide Wrestling. Mostly behind the scenes things. I've accomplished a lot. I think a lot of people that are watching that knows the name knows some of the things that James Black has accomplished as far as the CAW goes. Most of those are probably myths. I put a lot of work into the character, so there's a somewhat of a demanding presence when people hears the name James Black. But I'm just a normal guy who loves wrestling, and glad to be on this panel with these great minds in the Efed industry.
Seeing as we're all big wrestling fans, give me your number one favorite wrestler of all time.
Easily by a landslide, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Easily.
Nice. Okay. All right.
I can
and
see
I'm
it too.
Why I say that is simply because Ric Flair was Ric Flair inside and outside of the ring. He lived what he spoke, and what he represented was true. There was no in front of the camera or out of character. Ric Flair was Ric Flair 24/7. And he was believable, and he was a legit wrestler. He can tie you up in knots if he wanted to. I have all the respect in the world for that guy.
All right, next, we got the owner of Worldwide Wrestling, my man, Drew. Give it up for Drew, y'all.
Thank you.
Wait. You. I didn't get any applause. What kind of show is this?
I'm like, damn, we got some applause for this bitch.
That was live, bro. That was live. What's going on, guys? I'm Drew. I own 3Dub. Been doing this thing for about 7 years now, but been putting a lot of work into this industry, guys, right along with you guys. And you know, I'm pushing, I'm grinding, I'm ready to go. We're ready to go, 3Dub.
All right, Drew. Tell us a little bit about yourself outside of the world of Efed, man. Like, you know, what got you into this and everything like that. And also tell us your favorite wrestler.
Okay, so we'll start with the favorite wrestler first. Man, I grew up because I've got the looks kind of like him. So I always liked HBK. Of course, he was high on my list. But as I grew older and kind of understood the business a little bit more, dude, Undertaker's that OG. He's that OG. I mean, there's not very many people in the business that have done it like he's done it. So that's my guy right there.
All right. Nice.
Myself?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. And
you gonna cut me off?
Yeah.
Myself outside the business, dude, these days it's family and the business. That's it. I mean, I play video games when I can. I like to produce and I like to do this shit. So
all right,
that's where I'm at.
That's what's up, man. Happy to have you on board.
Absolutely.
MJ, the owner of the EFBC.
What's good in the hood, everybody?
What's up? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, I am the owner of the New Breed Wrestling Universe. We over there at the New Breed, we have like a progression system that we use to progress our characters and our name. So that's how we do things in this Efed business. I came into this through promo versus promo. and I didn't want to do that anymore because I stopped watching wrestling because the product had started becoming stale. And I just wanted to be a content creator. And I just like found something I was pretty decent at. So I'm trying to be great at it. So that's why I'm at with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And tell
I'll
us.
applaud you, MJ. I'll applaud
Oh,
you.
you gotta give applause for that.
And that's much appreciated. But
Favorite
what was
wrestler?
it?
Yeah.
Oh, favorite wrestler. Oh, that's easy. Chicago made Punk. CM Punk.
All right. All right.
Is that really what the CM is for?
I think he said chick magnet, but I'm going with Chicago made.
That's a hell of a difference.
Like, nah, I'm not no chick magnet. I'm just Chicago made. So he's CM Punk, and we gonna ride with Chicago made out here.
Good deal.
And not for not least, guys, my name is Max. I'm the owner of Extreme Virtual Pro Wrestling, the extreme alternative of other alternatives out there. We're the extreme alternative. And a little bit about myself. I'm a professional breakdancer. I am a videographer, photographer, heavily into the independent scene with my photography. I play a little bit of music. I'm learning how to DJ Climax. That's my name.
Wait, I did not know this dude was a Jabberwocky.
Oh man,
Jabberwocky.
I am a vet technician. I love dogs. I hate cats. But what else? What else?
Come on, man. I'm up to 7.
I have my own personal YouTube channel, 4 Eyes.
Channel.
And I'm an artist. I love to draw. I'm a graphic designer. I love making designs and all that stuff.
This guy's got a life, man.
He's the Dean Malenko of life. Man of 1,000 jobs.
but more charismatic than Dean Malenko. But outside of all of that, my favorite wrestler of all time right now, it used to be Shawn Michaels, but I gotta go with Shibata from New Japan Pro Wrestling. That guy is wrestling, man. That guy is nothing but wrestling for me. But let's get on with the show. We have a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. Remy has something for you. He added the 10th item to the list. Looks like you also moonlight as a Michael Jackson lookalike. That's interesting.
What the fuck?
I think he's talking about the picture of me with $1 million belt. I think that's what he's talking about. All right. So
you got it, Remy.
We're gonna do a couple of Q&As towards the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of wanting to talk about what the EFBC is. But to talk about the origins of the EFBC, I gotta give it to my man MJ. So MJ, tell us this idea that came about that without that we wouldn't be here right now. So tell us about the EFBC, man.
All right, so EFBC, it came, huh?
Or the journey, how it started. You know? Man,
it started actually just a year ago. Like when I jumped into this Efed, this content creating Efed world, I was jumping into it with no backing. I didn't have anybody. I was just going around asking people, hey man, if I do this, you down? And I got like 13 people to say yeah. And I was like, okay, we jumping in it. And then as time progressed, we got up to about 40. And I was like, man, look, I don't want to do this 40. I want to reach out to more people. So what ended up happening is I tried to reach out to just watching YouTube. And I found, I seen Max's first. And then I seen Drew's, but I didn't reach out to them. And then I saw HWA. And he had quite a few people just, linked together. And I was like, man, I want to do that where it's just more than just me. Because, just me, I'm limited. And I want to reach more people. So I was like, hey, HWA, all right, let me talk to him. So have been talking to Stephen Benoit Jericho, SBJ, as we call him. And shout out to the man. So as we, began to talk, we linked up and started, bonding, and my Efed became, start working with his. but I was like, man, it's still not doing exactly what I want to do. I wanted something to bring the eyes, and it was like, all right, just 2 feds or 3 feds, it's not gonna cut it. So I started talking to other owners, and I have found a few. They just wasn't on the same page as me of where I wanted to be. So I stayed in touch with Max. Max was one of the 4 or 5 guys that I had linked up with, and I was like, man, dog, I just want to bring more eyes to the product. I want to bring more people involved. I see what NBA 2K and FIFA does with their esports, and I'm like, why can't wrestling do esports? And we can be esports. We don't have to play the game. We can be characters. We can be personalities. Get out there in front of the screen and do this. And so when I told Max, I was like, man, look, we can just do one match. We can bring eyes. We don't have to, invade each other's shows. We can support each other's shows without having to merge rosters. And so by doing that, we brainstormed and figured out podcasting. We figured out an ESPN type feel to it. And I think that was the best route to bring eyes to everyone without having to stop what we're doing in our own processes.
True. But yeah, I remember that's the basic of a lot of DMs and messaging that we just went back and forth for like how many months?
Yeah.
It was there were so many of that, and I'm just like, oh my god, and it was just constant bombardment of like, how can we do it? Then outside of that, that's when Drew made the famous post. The owner 3Dub made this famous post, and do you remember the post that you made, Drew?
Yeah, man, I've posted it a couple times, and it's something. Look, as owners in the everyday process, we sometimes maybe Max does. He has a little bit more time on his hands with the Fed stuff, but we almost forget to ask. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? What do you guys want to see? And so I've asked it a couple times, man, and I think it's an important question that needs to be asked sometimes.
Yes, I agree. It's the constant of what can we do to make things better? How can we do things to make things right in the world? Or how can we bring people together? How can we collab? Or how can we make our feds better? How going that extra mile or that extra stone of like, we've been doing this for God knows how long, but like, now what? So James, Mr. James Black.
Yes, sir.
What made you hop on to the EFBC?
Well, Drew and I, and SBJ as well. And at one point, it was just SBJ and myself. At one point, it was just Drew and myself. At one point, it was just me sitting in a room wanting to put what we do in the lap of so many different people. I've watched so many different feds, and I've seen a lot of work from a lot of different content creators. I've seen a lot of work from just a lot of guys doing excellent promo work. And I believe, and I've said this from the very beginning, I believe that in order for, and somebody mentioned this earlier about NBA 2K, we see them on TV. I was on vacation at one point, I was flipping through the channels, and I saw the NBA 2K League playing on TV. And I couldn't help but ask myself, why can't we do that? For one, I believe that I believe our content would be far more exciting than just watching a couple of guys run up and down the court, throwing the ball in the hoop. And that they're quote unquote playing a video game. But when you see guys like Dylan Mason stand in front of the camera, when you see guys like Corey Hipp or James Black or Chris Harris, or which one of those 7 people that he likes to portray, but when you see them stand in front of the camera and bring this video game to life, I believe that so many more people would be intrigued and would love to be a part of what we're doing if they understood the process that much more. Many of us, if we could go back in time and pick our future, many of us would probably be in the ring wrestling right now. I mean, a lot of us love it just like that. I for one, definitely would be. And I'd probably be holding that belt right behind Drew, right above his left shoulder. I'd definitely be carrying that one. But my point in all of that, well, my left, you're right. But my point in all that, this is a way, an opportunity for every and anybody to be a part of the wrestling world, to live out your dream, whether you want to be a performer, whether you want to be a manager, but for whatever reason you just weren't able to do it, this is an opportunity for you to do that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I wanted to touch on something which and you guys talked about the NBA. I mean, hell, Madden does it. There's a lot of different, but just like real life, man, wrestling is so much different than those sports, and that is why, like you guys said, man, we would nail it in the esports. I think it's you get lost with these people. You know, it's not just watching a guy shoot a bet. I mean, that's not John Stockton. You know, this you know, that's Dylan Mason, and that's real. It's cool, man.
True.
If we're going to use any basketball analogies, can we use LeBron James and not John Stockton,
No.
please?
MJ.
All right. So the reason why I hopped on, and I guess it's gonna, after I say this, we can continue to what we think of the Efed community and everything. But the reason why I hopped on to the Efed broadcasting channel, the reason why I'm a part of this and I'm a big supporter of this is because I've been in the Efed CAW community for at least six to 5 years. I've seen the rise and fall of Call of Honor. I've seen the Call All Stars, the Eldorado Championship Wrestlings. I've seen, then a few years later, then I discovered New Era Wrestling. I discovered Drew's Federation Worldwide Wrestling. I've discovered HWA. And I seen Forever Movement. If you guys don't know who those guys are, that's another big, very, very big, and probably is the most popular among what we do. But the reason why they're not so big as to how we are is because they don't do the whole live promo thing. I don't think they do live. I don't think none of those guys show their faces. None that I've seen so far. I could be wrong now, but I know about those guys. I know about Forever Movement. There's Rocks Wrestling, which is a very, very another famous highlight reel type of thing with a good production. And I seen their popularity and subscribers and views, but for us to be a collective, that's never been done before. And I think that's where it lacks. And Call All Stars, if you guys don't know, I think there are a bunch of like 5 shows put together. They do booking and everything like that. They've been very active, but they don't do the whole highlight reel thing. And it's just a collective of, you know, a group of shows. And the sucky thing about that is people leave now. Those federations you collab with to do one of these big ass shows, but next thing you know, that promotion don't like the way they're booking. I don't like this guy's booking. I don't like that guy. I don't like this guy. Oh, you're collabing with him. Well, I'm not gonna join this now, so I'm a bounce. And I'm like, I'm happy I'm not part of that, but that's what happens, and that's real life, guys. And the reason why is because they're just trying to put on a show, and the egos. It's a bunch of freaking egos, and we all have egos. I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna control Drew's booking. Drew's not gonna control my booking. I'm not gonna tell MJ how to run his show. MJ's not gonna tell me how to run my show. Why? Because we all have plans for our rosters, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I feel super shows, super feds, it's not gonna work. And that's just my own personal opinion. People can say, oh no, we can work. Well, if you look at it, especially in real life, Vince McMahon is not going to tell whoever or Bishop's not going to tell who what to do and whatnot. It's just not going to work. And that's just real life. So that's where I hopped onto MJ's idea of ESPN. I like the idea already. Sports Center. I like the idea already. You know, just the idea of we're providing a service of a highlight reel service to promotions that need that boost. And another reason why I joined is because I could tell you right now, of a person with a very small roster, people share my stuff. I've seen people would have 100 people in their roster, Like they
Mhm.
don't share the guy's show that they worked so hard in. None. Not to bash on the people who, life happens. Even though if it's just a single click just a nice share. Okay, I'm gonna share it. But now, you don't
I
write a
looked in the
post.
camera real fast because I'm looking at some people from my roster. And they
Yeah.
say there's people out there that's not sharing. So I'm looking in the camera.
But yeah, it's true, guys. It's a true statement, and I'm not bashing on the people who don't share. It's just whatever. It's what happens. But I feel bad for us content creators, people like Drew, people like Rob Roman and those guys. They work so hard to put on weekly product and whatnot, and they don't share it. Or
Hit the like button.
you work very hard on a 4-hour, 3-hour, 2-hour show. How many people in your roster? Oh, look at the views. It's real life, and it sucks. I
want to say this to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying.
Yeah, man.
Now I used to run I used to run one show and then one brand on, working with another guy. But both times I'm a witness, and now my work was nowhere near as good as you guys' work when it comes down to quality, when it comes down to some of the things I've seen. My stuff was nowhere near as good as you guys, meaning it didn't take me near as much time putting in to make what you guys have done. But with what it was taking from my personal life to put on the product that I was able to put on, and then I see these guys and the amount of detail, the amount of time and quality that they put. You guys that are watching, especially you guys that are featured in these highlighted matches, you guys don't understand. The only way that you can actually pay them back for putting your car in that spotlight, give them a like, give them a share, give them a comment. It's up to you to push your own federation. You can't expect the content owners to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're putting you in front of the camera. If you want to be put in front of the camera and you want to appreciate them or show your appreciation for putting them in front of the camera, give these guys a like, man. Give these guys a thumbs up. That is the way that that's the way that you pay them, basically.
And what's crazy, and it's so funny, is I know people, and I remember seeing a post, because this is a while back actually, but I remember a guy who posted saying, "Hey, was I on tonight?" And I'm like, yo, you didn't know that you were booked at a specific show? Like, that's like a spit to the face to the promoter or to the person who put you in. Or like, Drew should never say, "Hey, did you guys watch today's show?"
Correct.
Or something. Like, I can understand if life matters and whatnot, but man, that I can only imagine, like, yo, you didn't know that you were booked, or correct, you didn't know that you were on today. Like, I shared it so many.
You got a 2-week schedule. If you can't watch the show within 2 weeks, you probably shouldn't be on the roster. I mean, that's just
and it sucks. It really sucks. And I can tell you that's how the community is in our community. I'll feel bad for James Black, who worked hard on a promo, and he only got there's only 5 views on that specific show. Granted, it's us as the promoter to promote, but we can only do so much in promoting. I mean, like, I could tell you, Drew shares the show a lot of times. Because why? How I know? Because 1, he's my friend on Facebook, and 2, he posts, and 3, I shared it. A guy from another promotion shared his stuff. Out of a 20-some people roster, there should at least be 10, 15 people. Hey guys, check out our show. Boom, we're live today. But yes, I do understand life happens. And that's the reason why I hop on to the EFBC, because I already share people's stuff. I might as well just team up with MJ. Hey, I like what you're doing. Let's go on with this idea.
Right on.
Right on, he says.
Yeah, man. And it's an amazing community. Outside of the negativity of not sharing, the community itself, there's a lot of talented people, man. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent. And I think that's another reason why we joined. It's because we want to share that. We want to share people's talent around the world outside of just the 20 to 200 people in the Facebook group. YouTube is just such an amazing platform that, hey, You guys have talents. We're there to help share those talents with you guys.
It's like the Google of video.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
YouTube is the Google of video. You anything you want to Google, you can put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the last video that we posted on the Efed broadcasting channel was Lit Wrestling's video, and it got 128 views today.
It was way up there. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yes, 128 freaking views for that one match alone.
Yeah.
Granted, his show did a lot, but now look at that.
Yeah.
Outside of the 128 of our, now we just reach 100 something subscribers. I'm pretty sure, thanks to us, now people
that's some organic, some organic.
Yeah. You feel
Absolutely.
me? Feel me? Like,
yeah,
it's amazing. That's what
Thank
we're providing, guys.
Thank you for the share, Stephen Benoit Jericho.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to all the people on the Facebook here in 3W. You guys are doing wonderful. Thank you for joining us. I see you guys are having an issue with the share button. Guess what? I can't help you with that. So figure out how to get it shared out there. But thank you for joining us.
But yeah, man, outside of all that, personally, starting with MJ, what do you think of the Efed community? What do you think of Efed in general and also the community? And that's our topic for today.
Man, so the community is different, man. Like I come from, I won't say the streets necessarily, but I come from the streets. And bringing that over here is a completely different life. I've gotten my fair share of blow-ups where I've told people, hey, man, I'm finna do some things to you. And I gotta realize, like, hey, man, this is fucking internet. So you often get lost sometimes just because of what you're doing, how you're pouring your energy into this. Thank you, Mad Dog X, for that share. But sometimes you want to just forget what you're doing and how deep into your character you can get. And that's what I like about it. It's able to take me away from some of these difficult times that I go through in my life. And this community has been different. Like I've gotten messages that said, hey man, thank you for helping me through, hard times mentally. Man, I've had guys tell me I kept them off the edge from committing suicide. So it's a lot of things that I'm like, whoa, I did that. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here going through shit myself. But I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm able to help somebody. So just being in this has just given me a happier look on things of how I contribute to life.
Wow, that's freaking deep, bro.
That was deep, dude. It was good though, man.
That was deep. James,
and you're still kind of young in the running the Fed, right? You've only really been doing it a couple years.
So in promo for promo, I ran a little promo for promo. I didn't run it, but I helped do all of the running of things there. And then last year was just me just jumping in head on with me on this on my own. And it's just like, all right, I know what I liked in promo for promo. I know what I want to see. And I think what should be added, because my stuff is all about progression. You got to work your way up to the top. You're not going to come in, hey, I'm 100 overall. Yeah. No, everybody starts at 50. You work your way up. You promo, you get attribute points. You win, you get attribute points. That's how we going to do it. We're going to all start off on even footing. If you've been here for a while, oh, you got that's your badge. That's your stripes.
Yeah. I feel like that does create a little bit of tension with people sometimes, maybe the overall thing does it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess the point that I was getting at was over time of owning a Fed, man, you go through so much stuff there. You just, and the suicide thing that you talked about, I mean, we've dealt with that a couple times in 3W. It's just,
wow, really?
Yeah, man. It's intense, dude. It can be. So you definitely learn a lot.
That's true. James, man, what do you think of the Efed community, bro? the Efed community. Think of Efed in general too.
Right.
I think you're
We can't hear you. I think you muted, G.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a house full of people. My background was kind of loud, so I was trying to be considerate. Didn't want to disturb that moment that we just had there. But I love the Efed community, man. I really do. There's been some good days for me. There's been some bad days, but the good days by far outweigh the bad days in this community. And the one thing that I love about what we're doing here, I believe once everybody sees the bigger picture, I think we'll all realize that this is going to help eliminate a lot of those bad days. Because a lot of the reason why there is a lot of behind the scenes friction, a lot of in front of the scene friction or friction, where it goes from in character to out of character, and you taking those underhanded blows, not just between the stars, but between the federations also. But this right here is going to make it so much easier for us to work with each other. And the thing that I've learned about or learned from being in Efed, you take a lot of things personal or too hard anyhow from different people, especially when you don't know them. So now the fact that I know Max, now the fact that I know MJ, if you go out here and cut a promo on me, I understand you're talking to James Black, the CAW, you know what I mean? And I think that's something that a lot of people just getting into this, and especially a lot of people that put a lot of dedication into their CAW, at first, it can be hard to separate the two, you know what I mean? You find a lot of times, especially when a person looks more like their CAW versus me looking like a Arab, Jason, the serial killer, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you closely resemble your CAW, I think people will take you in general a whole lot more serious. And when I tell you I put a lot of time and dedication into this, I have. And there's some people that just hate my guts just at the sight of my face or that sight of my CAW or at the mention of my name, because I put that much effort into it. And when I tell you I love this, I absolutely love this. When I hit one of the lowest days, I told Drew at one point, there was a while, he was like my best friend for like a whole year, and he didn't even know it. But when I tell you I love this because just as people have talked about the whole suicide thing, now I'm not in like a dark place or anything like that, never contemplated suicide, but this has helped me get through a lot of the rougher times in my life when you can drown yourself in something that you love and then see yourself portrayed on screen and hear the other people after you do a promo and hear the people on the page give you feedback, whether they like it or not. This is a place, if you put in the work, you matter here. If you can put in the work in your CAW, you matter, and you can see yourself mattering, whether it be good or bad, however you want people to feel about you. Look at how we all feel about Sandra Cool.
It's like we're literally, I guess we can say we're actually living almost very close to that wrestler type of life. You know,
absolutely.
Like, yeah, our characters are in the game itself, but it's our job to bring that CAW, that character to life.
Yeah.
And that's what we really want to be pro wrestler, but we don't have the time, the energy, the dedication, the body, you know. But hey, we're role playing, Dungeons and Dragons, almost similar, you know, cosplay, bring that character to life because we put so much investment in that character. The only thing that's lacking in that character in the game is us, you know.
Correct.
Yep.
Exactly. Drew, what do you think of the Efed community, bro? What do you think of Efeding, CAW?
So, I mean, these guys hit some pretty good points, and I think all of us four here, I mean, we share some similar love for this in that aspect. So, I'm just gonna piggytail off them, dude. Listen, pride in this and passion. There's just nothing like it, dude, and it is undercover. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows about this really, and they're begging to be known, man. They're begging for it. That's what this industry wants. That's what I love about that, man. Everybody's just dying to get this known, and that's the beautiful part about this: the passion, the drive, the creativeness, just that whole whirlwind, man. It's just beautiful. It really is.
It is. And it's crazy because there's so many Facebook groups and there's so many people doing what we're doing, but it's still not out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's pretty funny, you know. There's a
That's-
lot of YouTube stuff out there, channels and stuff, but what we do, and it's still a small community, and I'm amazed by that.
Yeah, and one of the other cool things is, as it's been big for 20 plus years, whatever, but the call way of it, and man, you can find these little promotions, and it's just so cool when you find a little diamond in the rough, and you're like, man, look at that guy, guy doing his thing. That is cool, and he's just standing out. I think it's lovely, man.
Yeah, most definitely. It's like you're the scouter, like.
Look at that shine right there.
Let me sign this guy. I want to find him.
I'll be bringing names to the chat sometimes, and the guys are like, who? And I'm like, just wait. We'll give him a shot. We'll see what he does.
So right now, MJ, since you're live, on Drew, since you're live, guys, if you have any questions, ask now. You know, we'll do our best to answer them. But while that's happening, MJ, tell them about how they can help or how they contribute to the EFBC.
All right. So as far as Efed owners, I want y'all to listen to this very well.
The Discord already is going crazy, man. Discord.
Efed owners, I want y'all to send. I know one of them already did it, and whoever I forgot who the guy was that owns Megalo. He did it perfectly. Just send me a email to Efed Broadcast Channel at gmail.com.
You got to spell it, dude.
That would be Efed. That would be Efed, EFED. Then broadcast. That's broad and cast. And then channel at gmail.com.
Is it one L? Is it one N or two N's?
That would be.
I can see it.
I looked right there, like I could see it, but it's two N's
Street right now. It's Sesame Street.
Not to be confused with Chanel, right?
Not Chanel, Chanel. But yeah, so guys, you can send me an email over there. Just tell me how long you've been doing this. Send me some of your work. This way I can get with these guys, look at it with them, or well, not look at it with them, but we'll look at it on our own, come back to the table, talk to each other about what we do like, what we don't like, then talk to the owner. That's as simple as it'll get and as simple as it'll go as far as getting your product possibly put on the Efed broadcast channel. As far as what you can put on there, we're looking at right now just highlights of maybe some of your best promos from your group, and so that way you can get some character development, and then also best matches, things like that for now. We've got other content coming, but as far as for you to promote your content, that's where we're at with this for now. As far as superstars, I don't have anything for you guys right now as far as pushing your content. That's something that will come a little bit later on down the pipeline. Because I know
I'm gonna tell you this right now, and this coming from me. If your content has Michael Cole commentary, I could tell you right now, it's a no-go. Just
what if it's somebody that sounds like Michael Cole?
Oh, well, man, he should even be doing this. he should be working at like Impact or WWE right now, putting a resume in.
For real, man, because whoever that baseball dude was that they had was awful.
For me personally, if you guys want to help contribute, especially if you want to get your content out there, make sure it's a match. You can email us a match. Make sure it does not have Michael Cole commentary. Give me a brief description of what the match is about, okay? And a brief description of your promotion, all right? That's what matters the most, because if you just send us right now just a video of your match, I'm gonna go to the next email. Because it's not our job to type what your promotion's about or what your video's about. No, It's your job, and it'll tell us how professional you are just because of that. If you look at each description of what's on that video, those are what people typed on their video and whatnot. And I just literally copy, paste it, boom. You know, that's what it's about. I will do a 30-second video of the instructions of what to do. But if you guys want to right now get that nice little head start to promote your stuff, a good example is look at that lit wrestling video. It got 128 freaking views in one day. You know, if you look at the description, it will help a lot.
One day.
In one day, 128 views. So,
Dude, I was in the lead, and then I woke up this morning. I
I
was like, damn, son.
yeah.
That's legit, man. That's what's up. That was all legit, guys. That was all real.
Right now we are 20 minutes in before we close this out. If you guys have any questions and all that stuff, let's go. MJ, any questions?
I've got.
I'm gonna go through some of the comments. Go ahead with your questions. I ain't got no real questions. I got comments from some guys over here.
I have a question. If you don't have anything there in the chat, I have a question. Being that you guys are all content creators, I want to get your feedback, and perhaps it'll help someone in the chat, or perhaps it'll jar a question from them. My question is, with producing your shows, we know that activity is available, or I'm sorry, activity is required, I would imagine. So that being said, I would like to know, how important is it for you guys, or that where you look from your guys to have, whether it be video promos or written promos? How important are they? Which is more important? And what's the level of activity that you actually require from your roster?
I'll start.
Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's obviously the video promos are the way to go. That's definitely the future of this business. You want to get your call out there, you got to get them on camera, and you got to look like your call, like we talked about earlier. That's very important to pushing yourself. Okay, like, you know, I can't go out there with a call looking like James Black. It's not, you know, it doesn't match up. So it's got to match up. And as far as activity goes, well, 3Dub has kind of been a nonchalant kind of place, James. You know that very well. But you know, it's going to be very important, guys, for the talent to push the stories. But as far as the difference between them, I think as long as you're telling the story and you're doing it a good job, you're putting your people over, you're putting yourself over a little bit that you can, you're putting the company over maybe in some certain instances. As long as you do it well, I think either one does good, but I would go with video over written for sure.
So I want to add this out there too for the people that are listening. As it stands right now, for most of us, I think our fans are actually the people that are in the league. So I want you guys to understand that what we're trying to accomplish here is that we don't have to rely on the league for activity. We don't have to rely on the league for likes or comments, whatever the case may be. We're legitimately building a fan base. We're already, this is a part of building a fan base outside of our roster. So the fact that you're on the roster and you're promoting and the only people that are on the roster see it, I think a lot of people don't realize that if you want to be seen, if you want to be liked, if you want your car to be known, as Drew said, you really do have to get out there, and it's up to you to make your car famous, or it's up to you to make your car popular. On my first run, my first year, first starting out doing this, I had promos almost every day, video promos, written promos, started a podcast, started a radio show. I did everything I could. I think it was almost impossible not to give me a reward because I was everywhere. Every time you clicked on the page, you saw my face. You saw my call, you saw my name, you saw my catchphrases. It was, I was what the people knew. All the way up to the extent of buying gifts for kids on their birthdays and sending it to them in the mail. We legitimately are superstars if you want to put in the work to be there.
That's reach. Yeah.
Because the promoter is the job to promote and to get the story over / the wrestler over too. The promoter is also a booker. you know.
Correct.
And the only guy who can push himself now is the guy. It's not my fault you're not getting liked. It's not my fault you're not. That's your freaking job. You know, it's not my fault that your promos suck and you just uploaded it on YouTube without telling me. You know. So to answer your question, and I guess I'll piggyback off Drew. In XVPW, it's a different way. Drew has a Facebook group. XVPW does not have a Facebook group. All the guys' promos go through me for approval, and so it can be on the show. They don't put promos out by themselves. They give me them, and as you can see, whoever's on Facebook, so and so did upload the promo. I did, because why? It's my show, and I upload it. I do the little intro, blah blah blah. Why? Because it's what gets the show over. The intro itself gets the show over. The little graphics and all that stuff gets the show over. They just send me their promos. Why? To put themselves over, you know. And the fact that I approved it is so they can help get over. Then next thing you know, I put it onto the show. Then you know, I put the old graphics and whatnot to tell that story. You know, I don't do written promos. I know there's a lot of written promo feds out there, and it's good writing. You got y'all should be authors of a book or something, or do poetry.
But it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work in your Fed though.
No,
I mean, it only works. It only works if you got a group, really.
Yeah, it's Dungeons and Dragons. That's Dungeons and Dragons right there. You know, that's what they do. But in XVPW, it's all about the promos to helping them over. And I don't know if Drew does this. I don't know if MJ does this. I don't know if you do this, James. But for me, I treat XVPW like it's legit television. And like it's a legit movie. So if you send me one really good promo, I'm gonna ask for 3 more. Yeah. You know, and if I don't like,
but I should.
Yeah, if I don't personally like your promo, then I say no, do it again. Yeah. You know, and that's because I'm a professional. You know, I'm pretty sure The Rock got to where he's at just because certain people tell him, "Yo, try to do it over." Okay. You know, then he'll out of nowhere, he'll learn something new. Like, oh, wow, you know, I've seen it a couple of times where people, you know, go over, hey, The Rock's going to go over to the person. I think he saw it in Beyond the Mat, where he said, hey, this is what I'm going to say. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, you know. But yeah, promos is what's helped you get over in anywhere, because the promo is what? You're promoting your freaking stuff. And if your promos suck, then they'll tell you it sucked. The comment section on the Facebook group are technically the outsiders of the fans. Say, yeah, he was kind of whack, you know. And we tell people that too when you watch legit wrestling. Nah, that promo was whack. You know, The Rock could have done better, or The Rock is all about the catchphrases. That's our opinion, you know. Right. But look at The Rock, over as freaking hell right now, you know, because he promoted himself. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, The Rock has 10 fucking catchphrases you can put in one promo. It doesn't even have to be a freaking promo. It's just a bunch of 10 catchphrases with some little bullet points here and there. Like, the fact of the matter is because you are a jabroni and I will kick your ass in the SmackDown hotel if you smell what The Rock is cooking. 5, I legit said 3 catchphrases and I just said, you suck. Fucking genius.
Yeah.
You know, tell me I'm wrong, guys. If you want my chat section, yo, Max is wrong, but am I freaking right? Like,
absolutely.
I literally said you suck. The fact of the matter is, beat your ass at that hotel if you smell what The Rock is cooking. The bullet point is you suck. Yeah. The rest was just catchphrases. It's all about the promo, guys.
I think it's ultra important for the guys also, man, to treat your call as a professional wrestler. Get them a catchphrase. I ask these people, if anybody's in my messages, 9 times out of 10, I've asked you, does your call have a catchphrase? If you say no, I'm searching, trying to help you find one.
Yeah.
You have to it's up to you to make your call as believable as possible. Whether he's a dirt bag or whether he's the savior of the company, it doesn't matter. It's up to that individual to bring the call to life. And your video promos is the way to do that.
MJ, you want to say something for that? Promos?
Yeah, as far as the promos, like in my league, I need them from my guys. Like, that's the only way I'm going to be able to tell a story, because I'm not telling it like you guys through the highlight reel. I'm just letting it go 100% AI versus AI. Only time interrupt the AI versus AI is if they're just sitting there kicking each other with that same kick for 5 minutes straight. That's the only time I step in. Right, he's just sitting there like for 5 minutes, just like, come on now. That's the only time I step in. But those guys' promos is what allows me to tell a story. If I don't get a promo from them, I'm sitting there talking shit about what happened on TV yesterday, how much I hate the White Sox. I lost 2 pair of my other socks the other day. I'm talking about some other shit to get this over, because what I was trying to do was trying to just blend it with I'm sitting here doing all my shows live. So I want these people to be able to interact with me as a personality, and be able to enjoy their time there. So I want them to also enjoy their time as just a character too. Like, and as far as James was saying with catchphrases, I'm big on catchphrases. Like, it's not many guys in my group right now that got catchphrases. This is a few, but I think I'm the guy with like the majority of them. I got 2 other guys I know that got that for sure, like new guys that just came in and they're getting their one-liners off. Man, I got like 4. It's like, man, I go as the king out there. So I come in as, I am legend, now hear me speak. Yeah. I'm from right off, I need your attention. And then when I'm leaving, I'm the man, I'm the myth, I'm the legend. Hey, you know who I am when I leave. So it's all about just continue to pound who you are into these people, what you can do, and then get the fuck up out of there. My only thing is, what I don't like when I get a video promo is when it's just way too long and you just rambling off at the crazy. At the mouth, or way just too long. That's the only thing, because I can't put it out on my show, because people are gonna be like, damn, nigga, you still talking?
My maximum promo length for people, and if you guys want to sign XVPW, y'all listening, I only ask for 1:30 or 2 minutes maximum. That's it. Get your point across. You can do a lot with 2 minutes. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, that's true.
Something else I want to add to, and I want people to understand, especially the heels. You don't have to use profanity to be believable. No, you don't have to. No. Especially with the way Facebook is, they're flagging everything now. Learn to cut a decent promo, whether you are a heel or face, without using so much profanity. Trust me, it's going to benefit you.
Bingo. Listen to that.
All right, Drew. What are the questions and all that stuff?
Man, we have some questions, but we've kind of been talking about it. Some people asking, like, what do we recommend for people getting better as their characters? We've kind of talked about that. Let's see here. I did have somebody ask. I keep flipping the damn thing around. I did have somebody ask. It's not necessarily about the ins and outs, but what all of our top 5 Efed CAWs are.
Oh wow.
Do we want to answer that?
I'll go.
Not quick. Really an industry question.
I'll go real quick. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm not gonna name anybody next VPW, so don't worry about that, guys. All right. So I know this guy's almost in retirement. He's probably retired already, but Corey Heck, I seen his stuff in action before. Promo good. His call matches his style, as like it makes sense. Just to like his MMA style / he rocks the hood, the emo sad face that he does and all that stuff. But his stuff matches his style. Not many people have that, and everybody wants to be the high flyer and all that stuff, but I look at you like you don't really have that high flyer-esque look.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird like that. I don't know. It's kind of funny. There's Daniel Adriel. He's a Lit Supreme champion. I seen his stuff in action. His CAW matches his look. He rocks the mask. He rocks the black and all that stuff. And it matches his style too. He has a running knee. He's also heel. I believe Corey's tweener. you know. And if you look at the way people respond to him, they like him, they hate him, they like him, they hate him. It makes sense. Daniel Adriel, he's a heel. I freaking hate the guy, but he matches. He's
a heel.
Like, you know,
Job well done, LIT.
Right? What else? Dylan Mason. The way he cuts his promos, everything. My top 5 are basically, as you can tell, everybody, they have the look, they have the promo, they talk the game. If you can talk shit and back it up, that's all that freaking matters, man. And that's what I look for, and especially in Extreme Virtual Pro. So that's my top 3. I'm not gonna do top 5. It's hard.
Yeah, I think we can all probably agree on close to a top 5. All of us similar. I mean, if you guys want to throw in anybody else,
I like Chris Harris. Chris Harris, amazing.
Chris Harris, the Chris Harris version of Chris Harris, or the
well, the OG.
I love you, bro.
No, the OG Chris Harris, not the new Chris Harris now with that Red Army stuff. But I like the OG Chris. I like my version of Chris Harris in XVPW. He's pretty cool with his stuff. The whole.
Hey, he might be coming to 3-dub eventually. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
But now, as far as top guys, as far as I don't really have top guys that I just don't want to pick it like that. But I will say there is a top guy with a move in my league, and that's this guy named Sadistic Joker. He did a move, like he's got this weird ass power driver that I like, and it's just his signature, but he gets wins with it. And it pisses me off that it's his signature, because that has finished so many people in our Fed. And it's one of my favorite moves, but it's just mad that it just pissed me off that it's his signature.
I would like to, I'm not going to say my top 5 guys, but I will say my favorite 5. Can I say me? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Shit, if that was the case, oh man, dang.
I think James Black's top 3 is James Black, Black James, and James the Perfect
Mr. Black.
Listen, definitely, I say me, and I'm not, trying to be arrogant or anything, but I put a lot of work into that call, and a lot of times, even when I just let the computer play each other, the call is just done amazingly. So I'll say myself. I'll say my son, Logan Black, because I'm glad to see that he's getting started in the Efed community.
Yeah, I saw his stuff on 3-dub. It came out.
Yeah, I absolutely
big batch at Gold Rush, big tag.
I saw him at HWA.
I'll also say Dylan Mason will be my number 3. Juice James is number 4. This is the first guy who promoted against me and actually gave me goosebumps. I believed it just like that. And a lot of people in 3-dub, they don't know that Juice James. I got to know that Juice James. I don't know who the guy is that wears the Tony the Tiger mask. And I'll give my last spot to Chris Harris. He's put a lot of work in his craft. And I think once he can kind of settle down on one gimmick, I think Chris Harris has what it takes to be the future of this industry. That's just my unbiased opinion.
You know what? We joke a lot about Chris and his multiple gimmicks, but you know what, man? It's still early in Chris's career, and the fact that he's doing that, and I think he's doing a damn good job of each transition that he does. So Absolutely. I think he's learning on his own, doing his own thing. That's great. It's good stuff. Good job, Chris.
Now I will say this one more thing I want to add, because there's one guy that I didn't mention who needs to be mentioned, and that's Remy. I don't know who found this guy
Remy
or
Resner?
where he came from.
Yeah,
you talk about a believable guy who puts in the correct amount of work that he needs to put in to get himself over. Remy is the guy.
Yeah,
also, Jason Michaels. I don't know if you guys know about him or if you sleep on him or whatever the case may be, but Jason Michaels, I love this dude, man, and he's the type of guy that I don't mind going on record saying this. He's the type of guy that James Black will build his company around. Jason Michaels, he's got what it takes, man.
The outlaw.
Cool. All right, so we have basically 2 minutes left, guys. So let's do our plugins, and I'll advertise for what we're gonna do for next week's show on next Sunday.
Let me slide first. Number 150 coming up tonight probably about 9:30 will be the New Breeds pay-per-view, TNB on NXT takeover behind enemy lines with the main event of Mike the Money Mills taking on Triple S in a Friends Now Enemies match.
Nice.
Oh,
That's actually
Get the skybox ready because James Black will definitely be in the building.
in the skybox, brother.
James Black, you got any plugins you want to plug in, man?
Just want you guys to be ready. The Blacklist is going to be coming to EFBC real soon. So I just want you guys to be prepared for that as far as activity and being a part of it. I wish you guys the best. Keep doing an awesome job.
Drew.
Dude, check out that pay-per-view tonight. For real, go check out that pay-per-view, New Breed. And of course, check out 3Dub. We got a pay-per-view next weekend, Gold Rush. Catch the Pillar to Post podcast coming before it. It's going to be badass. Be there.
All right, guys. So next week, next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m., we got the guest. Dylan Mason himself will be a guest in the Efed broadcasting channel panel.
Mason.
Dylan Mason. And also the topic for next Sunday is egos and entitlement. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be egos and entitlement. me and MJ actually thought of that topic. Like,
that's great.
Like a best dress type thing. Can we do a best dressed award?
No.
Yeah. This is something that you're gonna see more of, actually.
I'm not gonna stand up because I don't have any pants on.
Yeah, we're gonna. Guys, I don't know if people who are watching or whatnot. We're actually dressing up. So every Sunday, we're going to be dressing up, man. So I don't know if that's Drew's only wardrobe he got, but Drew, you better, if you're going to recycle that on Sunday, you can make sure you watch that.
No, what's going to happen is I'm going to just wear the button up and tie next week. And then after that, I'm going to put the blazer on. So it's almost like a new suit every week. And if I can get you guys that are good with the graphics and shit,
I gotta hire a tailor.
For me.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something else. This kind of goes with what we're saying in the moment. I just thought about it. I meant to mention it earlier. But I'm so invested in the James Black character that I'm actually about to have a James Black suit line coming out.
Ooh.
So hopefully you guys will go ahead and get you a James Black label suit.
So it looks like I might have two suits now. Yeah.
These are two suits.
Also, I just want to say thank you guys. I thought, you know what, we had a bet, not really a bet, but I said to myself, and I said to these guys when we were forming this, like, yo, we're not going to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the week. And I thought we were going to do it by the end of the month. Nah, we actually reached 100+ subscribers. Shout out to the power of positivity here, James Black. No, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And
he did, man. He did.
We had 105 subscribers by the end of the week. So big
awesome.
shout out.
Some kind of way we got to figure out who the 100th subscriber was. That way I can get them a
I think I told you guys.
I think it's a Batna TZA.
Bad TNA. Bad TNA or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So if you guys, wherever that is, inbox me, please, so I can get you a Blacklist t-shirt ASAP.
Yeah, we'll get you that. So yeah,
it's either Bad TNA 83 or 38, some shit like that. And oh, I got one more thing. Scumdog 100 Airs. If y'all fans, go like Foul Mouth Dad on Facebook and watch my Scumdog 100 Airs podcast. Like the Scumdog 100 Airs podcast page too. That's me and my boy B Block. We do that thing over there.
But yeah, thank you guys. See you next Sunday. Same time, same channel. Thank you guys again for subscribing to EFBC. And if you guys want to contribute and be part of that and all that stuff, email us. Okay.
Email Efed broadcast channel.
Check out the Discord. But if you really want to help contribute and everything, email us because we will not answer those DMs. Anyways, later, guys.
We are Efed.
I'm gonna do my LL Cool J. Yeah.
Should I dab? Nah.
I just say bye.
Later. Go check that pay-per-view out tonight. New Breed. Later, Facebook.
Skybox.